Visit Pokemon Card Market and buy Pokemon cards from base set up to latest evolution set with best prices, secured system and easy handling. Only for European players.
How's it going, guys? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, I'm gonna play with Mega Steelix EX deck. So for today, I decided to cover Mega Steelix EX with some of the latest Sun and Moon cards. Unfortunately, the only card from the Sun and Moon is gonna be Professor Kukui, but it's from the Primal Clash till the Sun and Moon. So as you can see, 15 Pokemon, 33 training cards, and 12 energies. All energy cards in this build are special energies, which might be a little bit worry, but since we have Carving Break, it's gonna be just fine. So the main strategy is gonna be to attack with Mega Steelix EX Cannon X for 160, and also spread 10 damage counters to all of your opponent benched Pokemons. Good thing about Mega Steelix EX is the fact that you can actually also add strong energies to him, and basically the attack can be increased for 20 for each strong energy. So let's say you have 2 strong energies, that's 200, Professor Kukui 220, more than enough to one-hit knock at popular EXs like Volcanion EX, Evil Tile EX, Darkrai EX, blah 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 blah, so far. And story goes like that. The good thing is that you can also one-hit knock on Mega Mewtwo, Mega Guardy, and other Pokemons, plus you can also have -1 resistance to them. Speaking about Volcanion, I'm running also 2 copies of Weakness Policies. Why? Just because I can afford myself to attach Weakness Policy to my Mega Steelix, actually to my Steelix, and Mega Evolve to my Mega Steelix, since I have my Carbing with the Safeguard, so I can just have my Carbing in the active position against my opponent Volcanion EX and smile to his face. But of course, there's also gonna be a Volcanion baby in that Volcanion EX deck who can actually, for 1 energy, goes for like 90 with 2 Steam Ups and 1 Fighting Fury Belt, so that's the downside of that. But still, with the Weakness Policy, we can have a better and decent setup and matchup against that deck. 3-2 line of the Carving and Carving Break, 3-3 line of the Steelix and Mega Steelix, 1 Majournia for that Mystic Heart. Can be good against Mega Steelix, of course, Mega Caesar, of course. 1 line of the Hoopa and 1 copy of Hoopa and 2 Shaman EX for the setup. So that's all from the Pokemons. Moving on to the item cards, running 1 copy of Super Road, so I can simply recycle back my Carvings and Carving Breaks. Very important. 3 Trainers Mails, 4 Ultra Balls, and 4 copies of VS Seeker. In addition to that, I decided to go with 1 Pearl City, since I can remove my Shamans and my Hoopas with Pearl City, but also damaged Pokemon from my bench, like Mega Steelix with 230 damage counters, for example. Then I can just use my Diamond Gift and power up another one. Delinquent ×1, just in case if I will face Pearl City, so I can discard it, but also I can discard my opponent's Stadiums and 3 cards from his hand with the Delinquent. 1 copy of Hexmania, good against any ability, that's for sure. 1 copy of Lysander, 3 copies of M for draw support, 1 Olympia, you know, just because we have 4 retreat cost with Mega Steelix, 4 retreat cost with Steelix, 2 retreat cost with Majournia, and with the actual Majournia is 1 retreat cost, but never mind. Mainly for the Steelix, just in case if you're stuck with the Mega Steelix without energies, we can always pay the retreat cost with Olympia. Pokemon Ranger is a very important card here, just because against Glaceon and against Giratina, of course, and against Regice. All 3 Pokemons can be a huge threat for this deck, so definitely Ranger makes tons of sense inside. Same as 1 Professor Kukui, who can add 20 damage counters and drop 2 cards. It's also drop support. Here, 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, and then I'm moving on to the tool cards, running 7 tools, 2 copies of Flowstone for the Fury Trick, 2 copies of Weakness Policy, so I can prevent my Steelix and Mega Steelix from having a weakness, of course. It can also be attached to my Majournia, for example. 3 copies of my Steelix Spirit Link, so I can basically evolve without losing my turn. 12 energies, 4 of them are going to be shield energies, 4 of them are going to be strong energies, and 4 of them are going to be double course energies. Only important thing and note here is that you need strong energy to power up your Carving for that safeguard, for that Diamond Gift. Downside of the Diamond Gift is that if you don't have Mega Steelix in play and you have, let's say, 2 energies in your discard pile, one of them is strong energy and the second one is a double course energy, and if you want to attack with a Diamond Gift, unfortunately, you're forced to attach 2 energies to your Carving, so make sure not to do that mistake. So if you're looking for any of these cards, make sure to check ccgcastle.com. With TCG75 code you can also get 5% discount on your first purchase. Trading gold your bulk in exchange for the upcoming Guardian Rising Sun and Moon booster box, and it's going to be sealed and available worldwide, so make sure to check that promotion in my video description. I definitely highly recommend to do that. And if you have cards sitting in your box and you don't know what to do with them and you simply can't sell them, that's a great opportunity to you to get sealed booster box, and you can get some cool cards like Tapu Lily GX, for example, who's gonna be like 40, 50, 60, 70 bucks, depending on the condition of the card, of course, if it's gonna be regular art, full art, or hyper rare. So moving on to the game test, so you can actually see this deck in action. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you already didn't, and hit the thumbs up. It's gonna mean me a lot, so see you in the game. Alright, so let's take the closer look to the Mega Steelix deck. So I'm gonna play with it just to see how good or how bad it's gonna be in action. So far I have no basic Pokemon in my opening hand. For me, the best start is definitely Carving, no doubt about that. And I managed to start with my Carving, which is very nice. Also have two Trainer's Mails, Palkia, Mega Blastoise, alright. Sound like a good idea for me. Trainer's Mail for Ultra Ball. A second Trainer's Mail is gonna be for a Lysander. Well, I like that. We'll throw out my Super Road, or actually Strong Energy and Lysander, so I can grab Hoopa. And with the Hoopa I can set up my bench for like 2 Steelix and 1 Shaymin EX. Alright. Or actually, let's go with 1 Majournia. There's 1 more Strong Energy left in my deck. Alright, perfect. So, time to put that Majournia, Steelix, and time to even use the VS Seeker for the Lysander, since I'm not looking forward to play anything here. Then just set up for 4. I mean, with that Lysander I actually maybe help my opponent a little bit, but just for a little bit. Since he can actually max elixir probably his Palkia on the bench, but still he's gonna need to retreat somehow his Blastoise from the active spot, so that's gonna be a little bit harder without Manaphy, of course, and energy attached to the Blastoise. So Mega Blastoise and 1 Water Energy discarded, and this Ultra Ball might be for Shaymin, might be, oh, it's gonna be for the Regice. Alright, speaking about the Regice, I don't need to worry about him as long as that Resistance Blizzard is not in use. So there's 1 Super Road, and more than that is gonna be 1 N for 6. Alright, I'm happy with the N, but I'm not happy with the fact that I'm gonna lose my Carving Break from my hand. Alright, Ultra Ball for Carving, that's fine. Let's see the sign of the Spiritling. I actually need Spiritling so badly. Alright, so Max Elixir and Ultra Ball. 2 Sycamores discarded. This Ultra Ball right now might be for a Shaymin EX, or maybe for just Hoopa or Manaphy, depending on what type of the deck he actually run and play. It's gonna be for the Hoopa. Alright, and with Hoopa he can grab some more EX Pokemons, probably 1 Manaphy and Mega Blastoise, and maybe 1 more Blastoise, or just Shaymin if he run, of course, Shaymin. I don't know if he plays Shaymins. Blastoise and Manaphy. Alright, that's just perfectly fine, no sign of the Shaymin so far. There's a Manaphy, and there's that opportunity so that he can have that retreat with the Blastoise, but so far it's okay. There's a Flowstone, which is very nice top deck. More than that, it's gonna be Ultra Ball. Alright, it's gonna be for the Carving Break. So I simply need my Spiritling. Of course I'm gonna play that Super Road, you know, just because I can have 1 extra card with the setup. Setup for 5 better than setup for 4. 1 extra card might be that extra resource that you actually need. This looks very bad. This looks very, very bad. Yeah, I have 2 options. To start attack his Blastoise or just Mega Evolve. I think I'm gonna start attack his Blastoise here with my Power Gem for like 40. You know, at least I can attach another energy to my Carbink. So next turn I can use the Power Gem for like 100. That's gonna be another V-Seeker, this time for Professor Sycamore, of course. And that's gonna be Sycamore for 7. The good thing is about my Carbink break, as long as I have my Safeguard in the active spot, those other EX Pokemons are gonna be just useless. So he's definitely gonna need to start attaching energies to his Resistance Blizzard Regice, but even with Resistance Blizzard Regice, he needs to strike twice for the one-hit knockout against my Carbink. And there's 7 Water Energy in my turn. Trainer's Mail, maybe for that Spirit Link. Yeah, finally Spirit Link, so I can have that Mega Evolve right now with my Steelix into my Mega Steelix. And more than that, I'm just gonna use the Power Gem and hit for like 80. Yeah, I'm actually greedy here, but 8 damage counters is not something you would like to throw out that easy. So with the Lysander, I can actually have 2 prize cards versus his Blastoise. On the other side, he needs Max Elixir and Water Energy attached from his hand. So, oh, Escape Rope. Alright. Let it be Hoopa. Let it be Hoopa. He can have it. He can have it. This is gonna be... I mean, I could better promote my Shaman for the Sky Return with a double Course Energy. Sounds much more reasonable, but I still have Olympia and the Flow Stone, so I can actually escape with my Hoopa from the active position. Alright, so double V-Seeker, 2 Ultra Balls, Mega Steelix, Spirit Link, but my bench is actually full, I cannot do anything here. So there's a Die Ball, which is gonna be for another Mega Blastoise. Actually, it's gonna be the first Mega Blastoise here, but hey. He have opportunity to evolve Blastoise into the Mega Blastoise. Nope, just Aqua Turbo for like a 40 and 2 energies to be attached down to his Blastoise EX, probably on the bench. Regis is active. Regis have 3 energies, so he's ready to go. But more than that, I think I'm just gonna pass my turn. I'm just gonna pass my turn for now. I'm just without possibilities to do something here. Of course, I don't know if he run Hex Maniac. Without Hex Maniac, I'm gonna have that Carbink with the Safeguard, so that's gonna be just fine for me. So yeah, I'm still with the Hoopa EX in the active spot. At least Hoopa can absorb maybe even 120, 30, how many Mega Blastoise is actually capable to do. But I think he can also snipe 2 Pokemon on the bench for like a 30, so my Shamans are gonna be in a dangerous position against that Mega Blastoise. So he just decided to Mega Evolve. Yeah, 120 and 2 Pokemon on the bench can take some damage counters. Time to take some desperate measures here with my Lysander. I'm gonna Lysander his Blastoise with like 120 damage counters in the active position and pass my turn. He's gonna need to pay 1 energy to attach it to that Blastoise. At least if he don't have energy, he can't retreat. And so far I see like 8 energies in play. So at least I maybe forced my opponent to use that N once again. I'm still having hard time top decking that Drought Support, or at least maybe Floatstone or Olympia, so I can have that retreat with my Hoopa down to my Carbink, so I can start to use my Safeguard or Power Gem. There's a double Chorus Energy. Alright, so switch this Pokemon one of your benched Pokemon, then your opponent switch his or her active Pokemon one of his or her benched Pokemon. That Rapid Spin might be good, might be bad. I cannot save right now for my opponent if that's gonna be the good option, because I'm definitely gonna have that Power Gem and Diamond Gift available, and most importantly I can go for the one-hit knockout with my Carbink against his Blastoise, which is just insanely good and strong in this position right now. Plus I can also have 1 energy attached. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go for 2 prize knockout here with my Carbink. I really want to have that extra prize advantage. So Diamond Gift for 60, more than enough for the knockout, and I can still have one metal shield energy attached to my Mega Steelix. And right now I'm in a much better position because I managed to take 2 prize cards. There's a weakness policy ×2, which I'm definitely gonna discard with my Ultra Ball for next turn. But yeah, more than that, he can attack with Resistance Blizzard, no doubt about that. He can also have that Rough Season play, that's just perfectly fine. I can still have Power Gem for like a 80, maybe even 100. There we go, there is Resistance Blizzard, and right now I need to find another way to get another Lysander in play. First I'm gonna discard with my Ultra Ball 2 weakness policies. I have 1 VS Seeker, I also have Pokemon Ranger and plenty other resources available. I'm just gonna thin a little bit more my deck here with those Ultra Balls. And after that I'm gonna play that and grab 4 new cards. There we go. So there's a double course energy, which is okay. I also have opportunity to discard return with my Shaman. For now I'm just gonna attach that energy to my Shaman and basically use that Power Gem for like a 80. Okay, I could even retreat, save my carbing, retreat basically to my Shaman, but since I actually have another carbing, as you can see it in my hand, I can just let my opponent knock out that carbing break here. So I didn't see that Diaball was for what, to be honest. I missed that. So 3 damage counters can be healed from the Regis. I'm gonna take 7 from the Resistance Blizzard. Then I'm gonna Sky Return, and basically I'm gonna just promote my carbing probably again in the active spot. The big problem for me is that I already wasted 3 copies of my VS Seeker, so I have only 1 more Lysander available. Okay, time for the Shaman EX. Time for the N, one more time. There's a Flowstone and another Carbing and a double Chorus Energy, which is gonna go to my Steelix. After that, I'm just looking forward to Sky Return. Sky Return for 0, but I'm gonna promote in the active position something like let him have another Carbing here. Alright, I have Floatstone so I can retreat. I also have double Course Energy to attach to my Majournia, of course. I'm just gonna need that Ranger. Once I hit Ranger for my opponent, game is over because I'm gonna knock out his Regis. So far, of course, his strategy is to attack with the Regis. If the top deck is gonna be VS Seeker, of course, then I'm gonna clutch for my... tell you one thing, let's just attach double Course Energy and let's just pass. So I can actually have more cards with the setup for next turn available. That's gonna be the strategy for now. Of course, he managed to heal all damage counters from the Regis. That's gonna be Resistance Blizzard. I can go for 180 with my Cannon Axe. That's a lot of damage counters. Time to promote Majournia. And time to put my Carbing on the bench, to attach my Floatstone, to attach my double Course Energy onto my Shaman EX, set up for like a 4. I'm in search for the VS Seeker or for the Deliquent is here. Alright, I mean, I'm gonna play that Deliquent. At least I can remove Stadium from play. And I'm gonna just Sky Return to my other Shaman. So right now I'm gonna just create Sky Return loop and force my opponent maybe to promote his Mega Blasters in the active position. Or actually, that's a little bit dangerous, to be honest. That's a little bit dangerous, to be honest. Let's just Sky Return for now. And Pokemon to be promoted in the active spot is gonna be Majournia. If he decides to retreat and strike with the Hydro Bomb board, that's gonna be just 120. Yep, he decided to do that. Alright, so that means one thing. He's gonna strike for 120. I'm gonna strike for 180 with my Mega Steelix. Of course, Shaman and I mean, I can even attack with my Majournia here. I can even do that. Well, VS Seeker top deck. Since I managed to top deck VS Seeker, I actually think how important might be to, you know, just Lysander my opponent Regice and go for the knockout here. Or maybe even better. Well, yeah. I can go for the knockout versus his Manaphy, which can even be more dangerous for my opponent, especially if he don't have any other escape probe or something like that left. On the other side, if he decide to retreat, not gonna be good. Alright, I have plenty of options here to do. So, what I can do, I can also play my Shaman VS Seeker, 120 with the Soul Blaster, go for 2 prize knockout or not. That's definitely an interesting question to be honest. Go for 120 knockout against his Manaphy, go for 120 against his Regice. So I don't need to worry about Resistance Blazer, but then he can knock me out with his Mega Blastoise, and if he have Lysander available, the game is over. I think I'm actually gonna just strike hard here with my Mega Steelix, actually. I think I'm just gonna strike hard with my Cannon Axe. Who cares? 180, better next turn to go for 2 prize knockout against his Mega Blastoise, and then I can simply knock out his Regice with my, of course I'm first gonna need that Ranger. But let's see if he will decide to go for like 100 here, or he will just decide to retreat to the Resistance Blazer and attack with Resistance Blazer. Yeah, he's gonna go to the Resistance Blazer for like 50 damage counter. That's just not something you would be scared about. There's even another Carbine Break for me, but the most importantly, I have that VS Seeker for the Lysander, so I can go for the double knockout against his Mega Blastoise. I mean, not a double knockout, but a double prize knockout against his Mega Blastoise. So yeah, definitely did a good job. 2 energies for me, and two prize cards for me, and a strong energy. And right now I can even power up my Carbine Break. So have 2 different options there. Unfortunately, I'm without any VS Seeker left. So right now I'm just gonna need right now that very important card, which is of course gonna be Pokemon Ranger. I don't know where is Pokemon Ranger. I don't know how many cards I'm gonna need to go to till I manage to find one. So probably I'm gonna just Sycamore for 7 next turn, but then I'm gonna probably deck out myself, since the last N is in my hand right now. Or even first my opponent will decide to go with the N. Alright. Kukui and Steelix. Resistance Blizzard only for 50. So I'm gonna be fine for like 3 more turns, and then the problems are gonna start. Once attached, that's Spirit Link anywhere. It really doesn't matter. Kukui for 2. There's just a Pearl City. Which I'm gonna put in play. So my opponent attacks will be reduced for 20 more damage counters. And at least what I can do here, I need to discard one of my Pokemon, so that's gonna be Hoopa, with plenty of damage counters. I can use my Cannon Axe and I can attack for 10 at least his benched Pokemons. So 10 until I manage to pull that Pokemon Ranger. So right now I can definitely afford play Professor Sycamore. Once again on the other side, he can strike me for like 70 minus 40, that's gonna be only 30, and he's gonna need like 5 more turns for the knockout against my Mega Steelix. Mega Steelix is just huge fortress right now. It's just very tanky. My opponent don't have too many options. So there's a Cannon Axe, which is gonna be for like tend to all of his Pokemons on the bench. I do have my Pokemon Ranger in my hand, so next turn his Regis is gonna be knocked out. That Regis will definitely fall out next turn, and after that one of his Pokemons are also gonna be knocked out. And the game is gonna be over, unfortunately, for my opponent. So there's a Pokemon Ranger finally, and it's time to use that Cannon X once again for the knockout. 360 damage counters because of the weakness. I pulled another Spurtling, but that's just it because all of his Pokemons are gonna be one hit knocked out next turn from my Mega Steelix. The only thing he can maybe do is somehow power up his Palkia so he can strike with the Hurricane for like 80, and then he can go for the one hit knockout against my Mega Steelix. But in order to do that, he needs one Max Elixir and one Water Energy, but 4 Max Elixirs already in his discard pile, and he can't win actually. Alright, there's a Center Lady, so this might change things just a little bit, but not too much. Still, he can strike for 0 damage counters with that Aqua Turbo, and he can go in a circle with that Manaphy and Palkia. But hey, I only have one card remaining, and I have my N available in my hand. But this is just gonna be Cannon X once again for 180, because I have that strong energy available, and that's the GG, unfortunately, for my opponent. So at the end, Regis was a big problem, but I managed to knock it out once I managed to pull my Ranger. So I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos. If you have any questions, make sure to put the comments below. So stay tuned till the next time. Have a nice day and goodbye.